welcome to Days Behind, where we unveil the trivia and stories behind holidays and national days. All right. Let's talk about a piece of ground down in Texas. A story that's bigger than the state itself, but small enough to fit in your heart. This is the story of the Alamo. It's a tale etched in stone and dust, a chapter that matters to a whole lot of people. It's not just about a battle, it's about a choice. A choice to stand when you could run, to draw a line in the sand and say, this far and no further. It's about putting your boots on the ground for what you believe in, even when the odds are stacked so high they block out the sun. First things first, let's get our bearings. Picture an antique map of Texas. Down in the southern part of that land, you'll find a city with a rhythm all its own, San Antonio. History breathes in the humid air there. The past isn't just in books, it's in the cobblestones under your feet. In the heart of San Antonio sits the Alamo. It didn't start as a fortress, but as a Spanish mission called San Antonio de Valero, a place of prayer and community. But as years rolled on, the peaceful mission was caught in the crosswinds of history. Its sacred walls were repurposed, turned into a makeshift fort. In the 1830s, Texas was part of Mexico, but filling with American settlers, Texians, who had their own dreams of liberty. The Mexican government, led by Santa Anna, wanted to tighten its grip. Tensions simmered, then boiled over into an all-out fight for Texas's future. The Alamo was about to become the epicenter of it all. Land culture, two very different visions for the future. This simmering pot finally boiled over into open rebellion. The Texians decided they were going to fight for their independence. Inside the walls of that old mission-turned-fort, a small band of men decided to make their stand. They knew Santa Anna was marching north with a powerful army, thousands strong, determined to crush the rebellion once and for all. The defenders at the Alamo weren't a professional army. They were a mixed bag of volunteers, farmers, adventurers. Their plan was to hold the fort, to delay Santa Anna's advance, and to buy precious time for the rest of the Texian forces, led by Sam Houston, to gather their strength. The siege officially began on a chilly day, February 23, 1836. Santa Anna's army arrived and surrounded the Alamo, cutting off all hope of escape or reinforcement. Inside, the defenders were vastly outnumbered, maybe 200 men against thousands. They were led by a few key figures whose names have become legend, his words crackling with defiance. There was Jim Bowie, the famous brawler and frontiersman, known for the formidable knife that bore his name, though he was gravely ill and confined to a cot for much of the siege. And then there was Davy Crockett, the king of the wild frontier, a former congressman from Tennessee who had come to Texas seeking a new start. He and his small group of volunteers brought a bit of celebrity and a lot of frontier toughness to the garrison. But it's crucial to remember that it wasn't just these famous names. The defenders were a mosaic of humanity. There were Tejanos, Texans of Mexican descent, who sided with the rebellion against Santa Anna's government. Men came from England, Ireland, Scotland, and all across the United States. They were a testament to the idea that a cause can unite people from all walks of life. For 13 days, Santa Anna's red flag of no quarter flew from a nearby church tower, a grim promise that no prisoners would be taken. Travis, the young commander, understood the power of words as much as the power of a rifle. Before dawn, Santa Anna's columns moved in. Bugles cried the Degüello, no mercy. A cold fog hugged the mission as the lines advanced. Ladders scraped stone, men swarmed the walls. Sparks, smoke, shouted orders. The breach opened and the fight spilled through the gate. Room to room, courtyard to chapel and long barracks, it became a brutal, close-quarters struggle, confused, desperate, and fast. By sunrise, about 90 minutes from the first rush, the smoke thinned over silent walls. The Alamo had fallen. Militarily, it was a crushing defeat, but word of the stand raced across Texas. Remember the Alamo! And volunteers poured into Sam Houston's ranks. Weeks later at San Jacinto, they struck hard, shattered Santa Anna's army, and won independence for the Republic of Texas. Today, the Alamo is a place of remembrance, bravery, and sacrifice, and also the hard knots of cultural conflict. Remembering it means holding the glory, the grit, and the grief together. What part of this story stays with you most, and why?